everyone, my name is Marta, aka Obscure Beauty.
And welcome to a new video! And did you see my previous video about art styles? Well, this is the style I was talking about. Kidding, if you watched it last time, you should know that because I did show some shots. Anyways, I know I am an artist, but when I was a kid, or sort of in my teens, because, I'm not that bright or a genius, lol, I used to write as well. I even wrote poems. Should I share them with you? Hell no! Unless you're my patron or lurk on my DeviantArt.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! It's all public now. What am I gonna do? So yeah, you can see some of my writings there, along with some pretty crappy art from that time, multiple comic book pages and other stuff. But that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that there's this story I started writing at school, a fantasy story, and initially it was just a simple short story, and to be honest, I can't really remember when it became something else, but the truth is, it did become something else. So I started drawing some comic book pages, and since you already know the secret, you can see how they look. Kidding, I'll pass them slower. But that's it. If you want more, you're gonna have to follow the link to DeviantArt on my description, okay? Anyways, clearly, I had no clue of what I was doing. It's so poorly explained that even I don't understand what was meant to happen in some parts. And also the fact that it's inconsistent as Basically, every time I reached a certain checkpoint, I'd already found a new art style I'd wanted to try. So I draw it over again from the beginning. And that's why, my friends, I will never, ever publish a comic. Also, my highest respect to anyone who holds a continuous comic, because you guys are awesome. That is also the reason why I know the prologue of my own story like super well. And I actually never quite grasped what happens in the middle of the story. So I basically know the beginning, a couple of specific points in the middle, and then the end. But that is all about to change. Haha! Basically, last year in 2021, because, I'm talking for posterity here, I did open my Patreon, still in the beginning of the year, and the original idea for it was for me to actually start writing and illustrating my story, which I lovingly called Masked. Which I kind of ended up doing, at the end of the year. Anyways, I ended up doing it, okay, so kudos for me. And so far, I have the whole prologue written, and I've started now writing and publishing chapter 1 for my patrons. And I'm super excited about it because, well, firstly, I actually have no clue what's happening. It's been kind of cool to put myself on Liz's shoes, and Liz being the main character here, and imagine what she would do and just write about it, and then write the other characters' reactions based on that. And secondly, because I just never realized how much I miss these guys. Liz included, of course, plus Magnus and Iliafor, but I really love the setting and the idea of Masked, and I really want to share it with you. Now, I am not a real writer here, because, there are actual writers that put a ton of work into reading and writing even more, and I just have this little, or not, who knows, story that I want to share. So please be kind with me if you ever read it. I'm fully aware it's not gonna win any Nobel Prizes. Anyways, someone told me I can publish novels on Tapas. Oh my god, I cannot believe that Tapas actually accepts other stuff besides comic. So, as soon as I gather some more chapters on Patreon or something, I'm still calculating how often I will post on Tapas, but I will start publishing it on Tapas as well. So be prepared, because I will probably say it on YouTube, but it's not there yet. Anyways, I needed the cover, so this is what I was doing when I painted this. So since you're here, potentially listening to my ramble, I will tell you a bit about my story, and I will try not to ruin the plot for you from the beginning. Masked is, first of all, a fantasy story. It happens in a world very similar to ours, except there's a whole different dimension where masked people are actually the ones pulling the strings in real life. Liz is the main character of the story, and she is completely normal until she is chosen to wear one of the masks. And that's how she meets Magnus, who is the leader of the forces of good and wears the mask of the eternal mechanical angel. And Iliafor, who is Magnus' direct opposite, and he does bear the mask of the eternal demon. And well, he leads the forces of evil. Now, bear me some slack here, I am shit with names, okay? The names of these factions are not set in stone because I actually haven't written about them yet. P.S. If you have any ideas for names, please feel free to comment down below with them and you'll earn a little mention on my story. Because like I said, name ideas for me, it's a no-no. That's how the story starts, and it does have romance in it. How much, it's still gonna be debatable, but I did write it in my teens, so come on, there will be romance. Let's leave it at that. There is also some violence and gore and bad decisions, and hopefully some cool plot twists. So, I hope that you find this cool enough to be interested in. And I don't want to be a pain and sort of advertise my Patreon, but if you want to have more extras on the story, have the potential of having your characters featuring on it, or just want to have some cool extras like some not safe for work stuff that I do with my own characters, well, I do all of this on my Patreon. Also, by having you there, it does mean that I can potentially accept less commissions and dedicate myself to writing and illustrating my story, so I can potentially finish it before I die. Because, let's be honest, no one wants to be another George Martin. And man, if you're listening to this, which I doubt, but whatever, I do respect you a lot because you've definitely published more books than me and you clearly know what you're doing. But come on! I can't even remember the last book I read anymore, and none of us is getting any younger. So there's that. But I do understand if you're not interested in my Patreon, and that's cool. I appreciate the fact that you actually listen to all of this. So thank you truly from the heart. And don't be shy, let's connect and make this world a tiny little bit better. Just leave a comment down below or join me on any of my social media. That said, I do hope you like this rant and this drawing. I surely enjoyed painting it. I didn't enjoy the line art that much because, you know, it is line art, it is boring and time consuming. But I hope the design is good enough to trick some people into thinking that my story is actually pretty interesting, so they give me a shot. Anyways, I love you and leave you. See you another time. Behave, or not. And maybe try and reconnect with some of the dreams that you had as a kid or as a teenager. You never know, it might just rekindle something on you. Bye!